Okay, so now here to respond is the man himself, Vem Miller, the man arrested at the Trump rally over the weekend. Vem, thanks for coming on here. First, what did you think of what the sheriff had to say?
So I need to correct some inaccuracies in what was stated, including, I think, information that you shared, and I realized that you're being given information, and so let's vet some of that information. There was never a bail in this situation at all whatsoever. That is a lie. They're saying, I can't believe the sheriff even nodded his head when you mentioned the $5,000 bail because it's non-existent. In fact, I have the ticket that they gave me right here in front of me. This is the ticket that they actually gave me. And this ticket cites two things on there. And those are essentially, so I'm coming from Nevada. I don't know much about the gun laws in California. I've never owned guns in California. I've owned guns in Nevada. In Nevada, you're allowed to have the mag loaded up in the gun. Apparently in California, they have to be separated. The other thing, and frankly, I've been very upfront in my interviews thus far, in the statement that I've released, I am a gun absolute novice. I'm like a kindergarten kid when it comes to gun. The only reason I have these guns is because I run something called the America Happens Network, where we produce over 800 episodes of content, a lot of it dealing with exposing corruption, exposing corrupt officials at americahappens.com. And within a lot of the content that we've done things certainly that show criminal elements within our judicial ranks, our lawyers, politicians, authorities in general that are not doing things according to law, that are operating within the color of law. And so when I have done that kind of work in 2022, I started receiving death threats, and these are documented via email.
Vem, just interrupt you here. Two things. One, I've heard you say that before, that it was for your protection. The first question I think a lot of people would have is, okay, but why did you bring these weapons, including a loaded handgun, the fake passports, what you, I imagine, will say is not fake press credentials, but a fake driver's license, all to this rally? You could understand why people would say that's strange and why you needed to be detained. That's the question. Why'd you bring it there?
So those are all false allegations. I didn't have fake passports. They're valid passports. I didn't have fake IDs. That's a false
But are you
accusation.
saying this is being reported by multiple agencies, and including from the sheriff's office? You're saying everybody's getting it wrong about what happened?
The FBI and Secret Service have come out and said that I was no threat. They saw no threat. So they've been very clear.
There's a difference, though. There's a difference between you not being a threat, you not being an attempted assassin, versus you having illegally possessing weapons and having these faked documentation. Are you saying that part is not true?
That is 100% false.
So I'm putting this up here. You're saying the sheriff's office is essentially lying about what happened?
Oh, yeah, the sheriff's office is lying, and they're about to get hit with a lawsuit. The sheriff is going to be investigated. He's going to lose his position. The deputy sheriff that was part of this is going to be investigated. He's going to lose his position. There's going to be a massive lawsuit, and
Vem,
the
little ticket you put up, were you arrested?
No,
were you arrested?
I was arrested, yes. And
so what were you arrested for? If you say all this is, what was the charges you were arrested on?
So I was arrested for misdemeanors.
What were the misdemeanors?
Which is actually, you don't arrest people for misdemeanors. And this is why this process is completely and absolutely ridiculous. What they've said is absolutely ridiculous. I don't have fake IDs. And none of this is true. And this is demonstrably true. And if you want to hear what that is, I could demonstrate to you how it is demonstrably untrue. And you could have this little exclusive here showing that what they've said is untrue. And we're actually looking at a corrupt sheriff. We're looking at a sheriff that wants to be governor. He's trying to use this situation to basically boost his name. He has political aspirations. I know that for a fact. We've done our research. I run an organization called americahappens.com, where we've done investigative journalism for quite a while.
Just to bring you back here, are you saying that you were specifically targeted by the sheriff and law enforcement, or that you were picked up for a reason or being made a scapegoat?
I'm being made, whatever you call it, targeted, scapegoat, but nothing they did is lawful. I did not do anything that they're claiming I did. And it's provable, by the way. Do you want me to prove it? Will you give me a second?
I mean, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand then what you were arrested for.
I was arrested under false pretenses because you don't arrest people for misdemeanors. They ended up giving me a ticket.
I'm sorry, Vem, I'm an attorney. When you get arrested pursuant to some charge, not false pretenses. I don't mean to be rude. I'm trying to understand, because what you're saying is everything that's being reported is inaccurate. So were you or were you not arrested for possessing unregistered firearms and having a fake driver's license and fake IDs?
I was not having fake driver's license. I was not having fake IDs. And since you're an attorney, you should know about police corruption, something that's been going on, especially in Los Angeles, for example. There's a history of police corruption. When you go to downtown LA, there's a wall that literally apologizes for decades of police corruption. We've seen what happened at the LA riots. We've seen a lot of instances.
Vem,
Yeah.
I have limited time with you. I want to bring you back here. There's something you mentioned. You had said that you have met the Trump family. You've met different members of the Trump family. I have a quote here, if I can bring it up, where you said, I've talked to Don Jr., I've talked to Eric Trump. I know a lot of people within the Trump family and the extended family, and I have been integrally involved. What do you mean you've been integrally involved?
So I'm a Trump caucus captain in Nevada. I ran for office in 2022 as a Trump-aligned candidate. I'm a Trump team captain, all which is evidenced by the evidence at hand. Everybody knows that I've been very involved in the Republican Party of Nevada, and I helped to get votes for the former president for his primary campaign. I've interviewed many people within his circle for pro-Trump policies, and I'm as involved as it is.
Has anybody from the family reached out to you and said, I'm so sorry this has happened? Have they made public statements in your defense?
Right now would be too early for that, because I'm sure people who are trying to figure out the truth within this mess of things that are flying around. But yes, once the truth settles, I'm very confident that I will have conversations with members of the Trump family and the extended family.
Have you spoken to lawyers about this lawsuit that you plan to file against the sheriff and the sheriff's office?
Well, no, lawyers have actually been reaching out to me, really very passionately wanting to get part of this lawsuit, because they realize I have a massive lawsuit. I've been worldwide defamed. My name's been destroyed. I go down to a coffee shop. People stare at me like they're looking at a monster because of all these false allegations, and they're demonstrably false. And
just to tie this up, are you saying categorically that you did not show up to that Trump rally with at least one loaded firearm?
So you are, at this point, you're kind of twisting it. Yes, not only did I told the sheriffs myself. This wasn't found out because the sheriffs went through my car and discovered it through some investigation. Because I'm a member of the Republican Party, when I go to rallies in Nevada, I'm very friendly with the police. I let them know that I have firearms in the back of my truck. They say, as long as you don't take it in a rally, it's fine, because the culture there is different. Over here, I did the exact same thing. I arrived at the rally. I go up. Well, let me finish.
I hear you. I hear you. I guess just the question I would leave you with is, you know that there were 2 attempts on former President Donald Trump's life. Excuse me. Wouldn't you think that that is probably a cause for concern? Even if you didn't know it was in the back, maybe do a second check? Cause
for concern is one thing. Throwing out these insane, untrue, and just literally flat out lies about fake passports and all that stuff, that's a different thing. Calling somebody a potential assassin without having information. I mean, you're an attorney. You know what is the criminal threshold of standard, what you got to achieve in order to actually have a criminal standard and a civil standard, right? You know that, of course, because you're an attorney. When you don't have evidence to back up what you're saying and you're just spouting up stuff out of emotion, what do? You create liability. You create defamation. You pretty much ruin your position. You seem like an unhinged person when you have no evidence. And you would not walk into a courtroom without evidence. So that's how.
With all due respect, Vem, I have to tell you, it seems like this would be a lot of effort and a lot of things done on the part of law enforcement to target you, essentially, and make up these claims, when I think the other way of it is you might have been charged with misdemeanors. Whether or not you were released on bail or not is a separate question, but you were hit with these misdemeanors because you brought essentially illegal contraband with you. And it doesn't make you an assassin. It doesn't make you a threat. Clearly, the federal government, the federal law enforcement has come forward and said that you were not that. But I think there is more to the story, but I hear your side of it. And I appreciate you coming on to explain a little bit more about it. Vem Miller, thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.